Hello everyone, I am Sebastian, the founder of the company behind the EasePOS point-of-sale application, the EaseBit digital exchange, and EaseWallet, mobile wallet for Bitcoin. I want to share my thoughts on what's the role of a cryptocurrency exchange in the context of the intersection of the Internet of Things and the so-called Internet of Money. To do so, I want you to picture, as an example, a vending machine vending sodas or snacks somewhere on a busy airport or a busy street. Imagine this situation. Periodically, this vending machine gets vandalized because thugs go with their clubs and take all those pieces of metal we call coins out of it, and the owner is really worried about if there isn't a better alternative, So he thinks, hey, I have an idea. Let's enable this vending machine for payments with credit cards and debit cards. Okay, this could be a great device. And then he discovers that in order for a manufacturer to enable that product to accept payments with credit cards and so on, a lot of lengths have to be gone through in terms of compliance and certifications. The machine needs to be EMB1 and EMB2 and PCI and ISO 27000, because after all, the machine is gonna request financial informations that are very sensitive from the consumer, such as credit card numbers and the information on the magnetic strip. So it turns out that it's really expensive, and a deposit as a fine needs to be given. So in case something goes wrong, these companies and insurance have to be purchased in case something bad happens. So it turns out it is very expensive. So guess what? Bitcoin to the rescue. Imagine this vending machine was enabled to accept Bitcoin. Well, the first improvement will be this: less exposure, no exposure at all to vandalism and theft, because the owner wouldn't need to send periodically somebody to get the pieces of metal out of the machine. And the bitcoins received by the machine aren't actually stored in the machine. Those bitcoins are sent to an address whose private keys are stored in cold storage kilometers away. So that's great, isn't it? And now, how about the convenience for the owner in terms of liquidation times, clearing times? The owner will actually have the money available as people use their phone to buy sodas, to buy anything. In the moment they send the money, those bitcoins are available. And the owner of that device, let's say that the vending machine is in China and the owner is in Mexico. The owner will have the money available as it comes through, without having to wait, as in the case of credit card companies, 2, 3, or even 4 days. And in the case of international cross-border payments, even more, So this is great for that particular use case. But let's take this example a little bit further. Now, think about this. The owner of the vending machine could actually be using, I'm just imagining, the EaseBit Exchange API, so that every time somebody purchases a soda, those bitcoins are turned into local currency, into pesos. So the owner of the vending machine has pesos almost in real time available as people do their payments on China. This kind of interaction between the real world and payment networks will be unconceivable with other forms of currency or payment methods. But this is a very good example of how an exchange could fit in a scenario where you have new innovations and new ways to automate payments. Internet of Things meets Internet of Money meets Is-Bit exchange. The result, something really interesting. Now, let me take this example further. Let's suppose that now somebody realizes this is a great thing and realizes that many thirsty people want to pay, like they have it's an airport, they have bitcoins, but they don't have local currency. And well, the vending machine is doing really well. And then that person realizes, hey, what if we could put an ATM in front so people can exchange their local currency for Bitcoin and then buy their soda and stop being thirsty? Hey, that's a good idea. Then an ATM is placed in front of the vending machine. Well, that ATM, every time it receives local currency and gives bitcoins to people, or vice versa, whose exchange do you think that ATM will be using? Well, hopefully ours. Under the scenes, an ATM needs to partner with a Bitcoin exchange in the local jurisdiction. So that's again a very good example of connection between devices and payment and the Bitcoin payment network and our exchange. But let's take another leap forward into the future, and imagine we have this singularity situation where now all cars are driverless, and guess what? Gas stations are robotic and have no people in them. And how do you think all these machines will make payments between them? There will be nobody on the teller machine or on the counter, right? So you can see how, as time progresses and there are more and more advances in artificial intelligence as well as robotics, there will be a huge explosion of devices that need to send value between themselves. It's going to be really impractical for those hundreds of thousands of devices, of manufacturers, of banks, of payment systems to send payments between those devices using the conventional methods, the conventional solutions. Here's where Bitcoin comes in: an open network that requires no trust and enables secure transactions between parties that might not know each other, that might have no special contracts in place in order to transact. The great thing about Bitcoin is that it provides that framework, that common protocol, that common language, and that openness that allows everyone to join and innovate. That's one of the reasons we are so excited about it. And obviously, we believe that eventually there will need to be a part of a company supporting developers of Internet of Things applications that want to enable their applications with Bitcoin and require some sort of currency conversion at some stage. This is going to be a fantastic opportunity to innovate.